Then coming to mains, next ma'am. Many of the aspects which I have told about prelims, for instance, the schedule, food, exercises, short notes, that everything applies to mains also. But here the importance of short notes is extremely crucial, because and short notes here are also very easy to make. How easy to make that? Here, unlike prelims, and for mains, the syllabus is very specific, and almost always, invariably, every question is asked directly from the syllabus. So here the preparation of notes is easier also compared to prelims, and more important also, because sometimes, for instance, maybe if we take some topics like NGO or SHG, there once in 2 years the question is asked. So if we have 3-4 page notes on just one topic, maybe NGO, SHG, then that particular question would be a cakewalk for us. Similarly, notes should be prepared for every topic, and particularly for mains, you should go topic wise, and you have to be thorough with your preparation, thorough with your syllabus also. Then I'm just referring what I had written in the slides. Prepare self notes from pre-sources. Slight orientation would be different from prelims and mains, because in prelims all the answers are in front of us, one thing, and also most of the analysis part is missing in prelims, which we have to do in the mains. So prelims minus facts plus more of analysis equal to mains. So accordingly our notes should also be reflecting that change. Then two most important guides for our notes making would be the syllabus points or syllabus keywords, and also previous year questions. Till now we have seen 8 years of the questions, so all those questions have to be thoroughly read, thoroughly prepared again and again. And in fact, a very significant benefit of solving the previous year question, particularly for mains, is that sometimes questions are also becoming repetitive. The NGO questions are repeating, and IR questions are also repeating, history questions are repeating, industrial revolution questions, though countries may change, but theme sometimes is same. So ethics questions repeat a lot. Integrity questions almost come every year. So in this aspect, previous year questions are very important for mains, even more important than prelims. Next, please. Yes, I'll talk about the sources also for mains. It is the strategy, but I had missed about the sources. Some of the sources we will have to reread the prelim sources only, but from a different perspective. Perspective for mains would be more of analysis and opinion rather than on facts. One second, just. So for polity, yes, Lakshmikant has to be read, but then most of the factual things should be ignored. But wherever the analytical things are given in Lakshmikant, that have to be focused for mains. Then modern history spectrum also we have to again refer for mains, but here the orientation or the focus areas would be different. Then ancient medieval culture, again Tamil Nadu books, but again minus facts plus analysis. Geography same, environment also would be slightly different. Now here the sources also would vary depending upon the topic, and you should not prepare anything paper wise but topic wise. Every topic has to be covered in comprehensive manner. And now coming to the strategy, most of the points similar to prelims. Syllabus we have to be very thorough. In fact, I suggest that you bring 4 charts, big charts, and you just note down the syllabus points, syllabus words in each of the 4 charts. One for GS1, GS2, GS3, GS4, and you should paste it in your room. And daily after waking up, you have to read all the entire syllabus once in 1 or 2 minutes for each of the papers. Then previous year questions I have told, self-made notes for revision, that is also very important. And data bank can be there. Data is sometimes required so as to enrich our answer. the body also and the introduction also. Then answer writing, that is very important in mains, which we do not see in prelims, because in prelims we just have to select whichever is the right answer, but here we have to write the right answer. And usually, actually, answer writing's importance I initially had ignored in my previous attempts, but then because after seeing the videos of many toppers also, plus the suggestions of some coaching institutes also, including Charan sir also had suggested that we should be very thorough with answer writing, its structure also. For instance, sometimes no one knows that how the marks are given by the UPSC, but from the empirical evidence, it is clear that they suppose if any question is worth 10 marks, then they give 1 mark to intro, 1 mark to conclusion, and 2 3 marks for each of the parts of the question. And you should cover, or you should address or answer every part of the question. So intro usually it may be a simple definition, or it may be any fact or data relevant to the question. Then, like I said, body has to cover all the parts, and for better visibility, all different parts should come under different subheadings. And diagram also have to be drawn wherever they are required. In fact, some diagram bank also I forgot to mention or forgot to write. A diagram bank also should be there, and how or what diagrams have to be made, again previous year questions will help. In fact, just try to think over while you are reading the questions of previous year questions, just try to think that what sort of diagram I can make in that, and just make a small booklet of those diagrams. In fact, before the exam day, just revise all the diagrams, and as much points as you can write within the time limit has to be sorry, I forgot to mention the time limits also. That is very important in the exam hall, because for 10 marker question you have to, or you can give at max 7 minutes for any question on an average. But because 1 or 2 questions you might not be knowing out of 20 questions, so we may stretch this 7 minutes to 8 minutes. But in no case this 8 minute limit has to be breached. And to practice speed writing, you can use countdown timer also. And here for mains, test series is important in terms of structuring the answer, also in terms of increasing our speed of answer writing also. Then conclusion also has to be written. It may be just one line, but still for the sake of conclusion it has to be written. And it may be some way forward that government should do this, or it should be some positive conclusion. Next please. Regarding the interview, mostly questions are asked from 3 areas. Either it would be from DEF, or it would be from current affairs, or it would be some personal or HR based questions. HR based questions would mean that tell me about your strengths, your weaknesses, your what drives you in life. For instance, this particular question was asked to me, that what drives you in life. And in my personal opinion, the my answer to this question was one of the highest peak points of my interview, because of which I got very good marks in an interview. So how to prepare these sort of questions? Sometimes whenever you are in the washroom, in which duration you cannot do the regular mode of studying, here you should brainstorm about yourself or some of the questions which may be asked in the interview. In fact, interviews preparation also should be done simultaneously along with interview and mains, along with prelims and mains preparation. Next please. And largely at the end of the interview, you have to just show 4 qualities: that you are a confident person, not underconfident, and you are a positive person. That suppose a question on education may be asked, that Indian education system is very poor, or Indian healthcare is very poor, which actually is. But in the interview uh, we have to acknowledge the negatives, but we have to be positive also, positive about the developments which India has made in terms of many indicators. Or if it is healthcare, then we are one of the only few nations which has manufactured 2 vaccines for COVID. One is Zykov, and another one is your Covaxin. And the third one we are mainly manufacturing. It was not developed or designed by us, but we are manufacturing. And this much capability only 2-3 nations in the world are having. Then compared to our population, our challenges also, our death rates are very low, and other things. So positivity should get reflected in your answers also, your character also, your body behavior also. Then third point is very important, humbleness. It has to be again ingrained in your personality, then automatically it would be implied in your answers. And you should be honest about everything. You should never lie in the interview. But regarding the but that I will cover in some specific session on interview. Next point. Some specific strategies about the interview is deaf filling. It is very important, and usually the candidates, they are perplexed about what hobbies they have to put, because usually in the civils preparation itself, it is too much of time consuming that no one gets any time to prepare hobbies, or no one gets time to pursue the hobbies. So but here, in my personal opinion, it would be better that if one or two hobbies are written, then at least it will give us or them also, the interviewers also, some areas where they can ask questions. And these may be the areas where we can predict the questions. For instance, this time, apart from 2 3 other hobbies, I had written listening to TED talks. Now what was my main intention behind this hobby is that definitely one question could have been that what is the recent TED talk which you have seen, which you have watched, or what tell me 2 3 TED talks, or the topic on which you would be giving your TED talk. So these questions can be predicted on this particular hobby. And here I had strategized that I will say only those TED talks which may indirectly bring them towards me. For instance, I might have told about, sir, I had seen a TED talk on education, and I had prepared education very thoroughly. Or sir, I have watched a TED talk on leadership, and then I had myself prepared a lot about leadership, what qualities I am having, and what are the incidents in my life which I have shown those qualities. So TED talks or such hobbies may be an opportunity to direct the questions as per our own requirements, as per our own interest. Then some innovative interventions, if we come across, they can be noted down, maybe for education, for security, for health. Because if we tell the interviewers any new thing which they have also not heard, then they get slightly impressed. This is what I feel. Next point. Now, these are some general tips that how many attempts have to be given. I have seen many candidates, they are wasting their entire youthful life, entire 20s, and even till mid 30s. They waste 10 15 years for civil services preparation. And to some extent, the reason is a false image also which has been created about the civil servants, that it is all glorious, all power, all money. It is absolutely not at all that. Definitely these services are very good, and they give a very great opportunity to serve the nation also, and also to uplift our status, our family's status. But they have many negatives. For instance, there even if we have to do a small positive thing, then also we have to take care of so many procedural requirements that it is very time consuming, and gives a lot of headache. Then there are political pressures also, there are pressures from subordinates, from locals, from seniors. So overall, it is not that much glorious which it has been portrayed. And also it is not worth wasting or investing 5 10 years. So you should fix a limit upon yourself, that I would be giving only two full fledged serious attempts for for the civil services. And if I am not able to clear in those two attempts, then I would quit civil services altogether, and I will search for another job. Because if you have to do good things in life, then it can be done in any position. You might have heard about Ranjit Singh Desale, who recently won Golden Teachers Award or Global Teachers Award, I think. And the level of impact which he has on the Maharashtra education system. I don't think any of the IAS or IPS officers might be having. So if you really want to do good, then it can be done in any position. Next, please. Other jobs which can be targeted are state PCS, RBI, Grade B, very good service, NABARD, NET, JRF, EPFO, ACIO, Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha Secretariat also. In fact, these are also very good positions, but they are not regularly floated. Then teaching also is a very noble profession. It may be in coaching institutes also, or SSC, IBPS, or similar other exams, or you can enter into social sector also through NGOs. Now, one good opportunity is provided by LAMP, Legislative Assistant to Member of Parliament. It is by PRS, which we usually use for preparation of the bills. So these, I think, was all what I had to say. I think it's the last slide, ma'am. Yes. Any questions which the aspirants might be having?